Hi, welcome to Happy Hour with Sachin. We just came back from Mexico. So when I came back to Seattle, I was thinking maybe we should make something that reminds me of Mexico. But we're not going to make the margarita, which would have been the obvious choice. A lot of you know about tequila and margarita, so I thought we'll go make something with a liquor called Mezcal. Mezcal is probably the lesser known cousin of tequila, if you want to say that. Well, Mezcal is basically a drink that's made of agave plants. So tequila is a mezcal technically, but not all mezcals are tequila. To be qualified to be, called as tequila, you need to, it needs to be from a blue agave plant, and it needs to be made in a certain part of Mexico. Only then you can get the label tequila. But what that does for mezcal is that there's a range of this mezcal. So if you go and taste them, you'll see a huge range of these with different taste profiles. They tend to be smoky the way they cook it, which I love. And I love making drinks with smoky liquors because for some reason that just adds that extra, umami flavor, I think. So we're gonna make, I've got two mezcals that I've liked. This one I just picked from my trip from Mexico. They're both very smoky. So if you're making this drink, let's try and get with smoky, because I like smoky drinks, especially if you like any Scotch-based cocktails. I made the whiskey sour in my previous episode, which was a, very smoky Scotch that I used. So kind of the same concept. So we're gonna make this drink with the mezcal, and the best thing that I think pairs best with mezcal is grapefruit juice. It's got that sweet and bitterness that just pairs well with that, brings up the smoky flavor really well. So I've got 5 ounces of grapefruit juice, and then I'm gonna put half an ounce of lime juice, freshly squeezed, because you gotta have lime with mezcal, just like with tequila and margaritas. And then I'm gonna have 2.5 ounces of the mezcal. Yep. We have a bitters from grapefruit bitters. So I'm gonna use half ounce of that, not a lot, tiny bit. When we are making drink out of mezcal or tequila for margaritas, go with the agave nectar. Agave nectar is basically a syrup from the agave plant. This is the sugars that is the first stage of making a tequila. So obviously, match made in heaven. I'm gonna add a little bit on the left side because it don't need to be very, very sweet. The other thing is add a touch of salt, especially if you're making something a little bit on the sweeter side. The salt brings out those flavors. It has to be very amount. A lot of ice cream or gelato recipes also call for putting some salt in the sweetness. It's kind of interesting and weird. And also I'm going to put a tiny bit of cayenne pepper if you have, just a touch. All right, to finish it off, I will put a little bit of triple sec because it's the cousin of the margarita, so we need to have triple sec. All right, so that's all we have. I'm going to put it in the shaker, close it, and shake. I think that should do it. And now I have a glass that I have put some Sachin on the rim. You can put salt, obviously. You need to have a salt rim, but if you haven't come across this thing called Sachin, it should be available in most grocery stores. It's a blend of salt and pepper and lime. You can put on salads and a whole bunch of things, but I really like it when you put it on the rim. All right, so we are gonna pour this off. Beautiful, beautiful orange color. And I'm gonna top it with a few cut of serrano pepper. I think that's it. We need to put everything, shake it, and now time for a taste. It's the best part. All right. Oh, it's fresh. The smoke is cutting through it. Grapefruit and the grapefruit bitters combining. The bitterness it's hard to describe. It's just adding to it. The touch of salt, it just brings everything together. I'm back in Mexico in sunlight. So there you have it. Sunshine in a glass. Viva Mexico. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you like it.